Let me introduce you to my project car. For people that have seen my posts on TikTok under Frost 350, I post a lot of muscle cars, hot rods, rat rods, but unfortunately for me, there's three key things I don't have to make one of those builds. One is a garage to work in, two is the money to afford the vehicle or the parts to put in it, and three, the skill to put it all together. So I'm going with something simple, something I plan on having fun with and I can use on-road or off-road. Purchased this Ranger about 8 years ago now. I used it for a daily driver for a couple of years and made some changes along the way. I'll give you a quick tour of what I've changed and where I'm at and where I plan on going. It's actually in pretty good shape being in the Northeast for such a long time. But as I drove it, of course needed to replace the upper control arms because the ball joints aren't replaceable, it's the whole piece. I went ahead and put a 4-inch lift spindle and a 1-inch spacer under the springs to lift it. I put a leveling shackle in the back, and then I also had access at the time to a CNC machine. So I bought myself a chunk of 6160 aircraft aluminum and made a block with a 3-degree pitch to it to space the rear end from the spring. Of course, now that I haven't been using it because my daily driver has been that, and I did have till recently a large dump truck in the driveway, didn't have room to work on it. It's just been collecting trash. So I guess the first step is going to be to clean it out and get it ready to work on. Because it's only 2-wheel drive, I thought it was important to keep it light, so I didn't want to put a V8 in there, and plus I probably don't have the skill to do so, but went ahead and ordered up some turbo components and decided to turbo it. The engine has 253,000 miles on it, lots of rod knock, so with my lack of self-control and self-restraint, I'm sure I'll detonate the engine before long. But if it all works, then it'll give me a point that I can build from, and maybe build an engine that can tolerate a little bit of boost. I also did replace the rear end. Went from the stock rear end to a 8.8 with 411s and a Eaton locker. So that way there I can still get around in the snow or off-road. I guess the next step in getting the turbo situated is to lift the engine, remove the oil pan so I can attach a drain line to it, and then fit an exhaust, a downpipe, and go from there. Alright, with that, I think I'll go inside and compile a list from start to finish so I can start putting together some videos.